Hey guys, Glen Trayer here, Mountain Man Journals. We're going to be, we got the meat cut up for the turkey my wife shot. I'm going to show you how I lay out the fan and how to clean it up and stuff, so you can either make a plaque out of it or whatever. How we do it is on the walls usually. I'll make a plaque up for this, but you take the feet and you drive a nail in through the leg here, right in here, and drive one in there into the plaque or the wall or whatever, you know. If you got a wall you don't really care about, then you want to hold that right like that.
Right.
Then you put your the beard right in between, and that'll be up like, no, just hold it like that.
I gotcha.
And when you put that in there, when you rotate that down, it locks that beard in there. Then you have your fan fanned out right above it, and it kind of makes a nice little display. Hopefully you guys could see all that.
With the spurs on the outside.
Yeah, you want the spurs facing out. So now that we got our fan and everything, here on the back, all these small feathers on the back, you don't really use them. Those aren't important. Now you want to get some of that meat that's left on there. You want to get that off of there. So you come in, you pull that down. You want to hold down on that.
Yeah.
And you just come in the back here. Now you want to be careful, because your
attached to the front.
the tail feathers, the main ones, the big long ones, are attached in there, and you don't want to cut too deep, or you'll cut them off, and you don't want to do that.
But if you don't cut that meat off, it'll rot, get stinky.
It gets, yeah. Now I'll show you what we do to keep it from getting stinky and stuff here in a second. But you just want to kind of trim that up a bit, pretty much the best you can, you know. You just want to be careful that you don't cut too awful deep, because you'll get into your main feathers there, and you don't want to do that. So I pretty much cleaned that meat off of that. Now what I do is I get a cardboard box, and you want it pretty heavy. You can also use a board to do this, but you obviously would have to pound the nails in. I just use finish nails for this. And what I do then is I get some salt. Now this salt is just salt that you could buy at, say, like a farm center. It's for cattle. It's cattle salt is all it is. It's just fine cattle salt. I'll put a bit down here, and kind of spread it out just a little bit. You want to watch where you put this then when you're done too, that you don't spill the salt on stuff, because it'll make your stuff rust. And you put that down, straight down like that. Now kind of work it in down just about to against the box. Now you take one of your finish nails, and I should have a hammer or something, but you push it through, completely through, and completely through your box, and that'll hold the center, right in the center. Now you take this very bottom tail feather, and you bring that down so it's about straight out, right in line with the center of your where the where the fan starts right here. Push that on through. Now,
Man, that's a nice fan.
you take that other one on the other side and you pull it down right like that. Now, you want to watch that you don't pull down too far, because it'll start separating the fan, and you don't want to do that, because you want it to make it look, nice and full, right like this. Hopefully you can see that okay. You want it to look full. You don't want to be gaps in the tail. You can take a couple of these front feathers. You don't want to take much, but you can take a couple of these front feathers and cut them off of there. You just gotta watch. You don't want to take too much, and you don't want to cut in there that you ruin the other feathers. Now that I have that kind of trimmed up, there'll be meat here. You take your salt, and I usually pull this up and back in here. All these smaller feathers, I pull them up and I sprinkle some salt down in there, and then I lay them back down. Any meat up in there, that'll like preserve it and dry it out. Then you take and come up here and you just put a bunch of salt on there. Cover it. You want to make sure that end's covered very good, so that'll dry. If you don't, it'll start stinking and you'll get bugs in it and it'll start falling apart on you.
Won't preserve nice.
It won't preserve it right. Just pack that on there. Just leave that open. Just pack it on there nice, and that part's pretty much ready to go. Now I'll leave this sit for about 2 weeks, something like that, in this salt, 2.5 weeks. That way I know it's preserved well. Now what I do is I point the spurs out. Let me make sure the video's okay. I'm gonna shut it down here and then start back over, because this stupid timer on this thing, I gotta figure out how to do this. Shut it off, but okay, here we go. Alright guys, now you can kind of see here what we've done. Put a nail in right here and a nail in over here on this bottom feather. Like I said, be careful you don't stretch it too much, or it'll get, gaps in the feathers and it won't look right. So now here's how I do the feet. And the beard you can take and just lay it right on here somewhere and put some salt on it too. Yeah. You want to put salt on that as well, because that'll dry that out and preserve it. Now, how I do the legs is, I'll take one of the legs and I'll put a nail right here where the leg starts. There. And I'll put the other one against like that where it should go, and then I'll put another one on this side. Push it down in there. Alright, like that. Just a little bit of a gap there. Not much. It'll come gap in the front there. You can even take now and put a little salt down in there, right like that, and then push them together some. Now I'll take and I'll pull that leg, these feet in, so they curve back around like this. And then down here I'll take and put another nail in there. Now I have something to push against with the other one. And I'll come over here and I'll put another nail down in there, right like that. Now I can take a nail, Stick it in the front here, kind of angle it away. That'll help hold it. You know, you don't have to get too crazy because it's not gonna, you know, you're not gonna be moving it all over the place or nothing. Now I just take salt and pour a bunch of salt over that. Just go right over the top of all where that joint's at. Spread some up in here. You know, just kind of spread it all around. You just want to make sure you coat it really good so that it's preserving it. It'll preserve it. So, and that's pretty much it. That's how you do that. Like I said, I'll put that on there for about roughly about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. And then I'll pull it off and I'll make a plaque up, and maybe I'll show a video on making the plaque for this then. Show how I do that and that. If not, if you have someplace that you just don't care about putting some nails in the walls, like I said, you can just put a nail through and make it so that it swivels, and you can lock the beard in, and then you just bring the tail right down against, right above the legs, drive a nail through that. It'll stay out like that once it's preserved, and then, you know, there you go. You know, you don't have to worry about pulling it out again or nothing. It'll preserve it right like that. Alright guys, well, hope you guys enjoyed this. We had a good time sharing it with you guys, and had a great hunt.
Yeah, thanks for joining me on my hunt. That was sweet.
Yep. So, I guess with that being said, take care, God bless guys, and we'll see you on the next one.